and welcome back to my channel. Looking for a beginner's guide to webinars? In this video, I'll be sharing with you what is a webinar and how it works so you can start using webinar services. If you've been wondering how to do a webinar because you don't know what a webinar class is or what a webinar is like, stay tuned until the end of this video to learn what a webinar is and how webinars work, and to get my webinar sales funnel template that'll help you boost your webinar sign-up rate, increase the number of people who show up live, and skyrocket your sales. Also, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video. With that said, let's go ahead and jump right in.
A webinar is a presentation that is delivered online where viewers need to sign up in order to watch.
It can both be free, such as this one I created on how to increase your blog's traffic by 350% in less than 6 months using mostly free tools, or paid, such as this one by Marketing Solved, that bundled the live webinar and webinar replay with a number of bonuses. The webinar presentation can either be a screen share with you talking through PowerPoint or Keynote slides, or just a video of yourself on camera teaching something in your area of expertise.
On average, webinars can last anywhere between half an hour up to 1 hour. Some examples of the types of webinars you can do are tech training webinars, where you give your viewers a walkthrough of how to use a particular software or application. Tutorial webinars, where you show your viewers how to do something, such as how to create a website as a beginner. Review webinars, where you critique and provide feedback on something your viewers did or created, such as a blog post review. A product or service demonstration, where you show your viewers exactly how to use your product or service in a practical and useful way. And a Ask Me Anything or Hot Seat webinar, where you answer your viewers' most burning questions and share your expertise while you're at it. The purpose of a webinar is to build your audience online and to increase your sales.
What differentiates a webinar from a regular video is the fact that there is usually a Q&A session at the end where viewers can ask their questions live, and even if the webinar itself is free, there usually is a pitch for a paid product at the end as well.
That's why it's important to think about what you plan on pitching at the end of the webinar before creating the webinar itself. Even if you're providing your viewers with a ton of highly valuable information for free, the product or service you're pitching at the end should directly connect with the webinar's topic. Whereas the education portion of the webinar shares with your viewers what you're talking about and why what you're talking about is important, the paid product or service pitch at the end of the webinar will show them how to achieve what they just learned in more detail and with more support. Webinars are a powerful tool to grow your email list and build a fast connection with your audience, since it's way more personal than just sending them an email or posting something on social media. Will increase your like, know, and trust factors, and since you can create a sense of urgency in the webinar for them to make a purchase right then and there with a flash sale and limited time bonuses. Here's an interesting fact. Over 50% of your webinar sales will be made after the webinar is over. So, although it's important to create and host webinars, it's also vital that they connect to a webinar email sales funnel.
If you want a 90% done-for-you, step-by-step template with the exact subject lines, email structure, and copy that you need to create epic webinar sales funnels, click on the link in the description box below to get the webinar sales funnel template. With this template in hand, you'll know everything you need to write in your emails the days before, the day of, and the days after your webinar is over to skyrocket your sales.
Webinars can either be live or evergreen.
When creating a live webinar, you ask your viewers to sign up to watch the webinar on a particular day at a particular time, and then they can watch you give your presentation, participate in the chat, and make a purchase for your products or services in real time. As a webinar host, you can either create a webinar live page for free using Google. I'll leave a video on how to do that in the description box below, or you can purchase specific webinar software such as GoToWebinar, Webinar Jam, or even Zoom to host said webinar live. Also, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I post my next video, which is a complete walkthrough of how to host your first webinar step by step. An evergreen webinar is usually a recording of a webinar you previously did live that you can promote over and over again. You can either embed this recording on a page on your website where those who sign up for the Evergreen webinar can watch the webinar replay for a limited time, or use specific webinar software that makes it seem like you're watching a live webinar by having a chat and personal interaction with others, even though it's not.
You can either host webinars alone or do joint venture webinars. A joint venture webinar is one in which you partner with someone else in your niche in order to sell your product to their audience, to sell their product to your audience, or to sell a product you both created together to both of your audiences.
For instance, Natalie Bardo and I hosted this joint venture webinar on the 3 big mistakes you're making on Pinterest without realizing and how to fix them today to sell her Pinterest popular course. Now you know what a webinar is and how webinars work. As promised, to take your webinar efforts to the next level, to boost your webinar sign-up rate, increase the number of people who show up live, and skyrocket your sales, make sure to get my webinar sales funnel template by clicking on the link in the description box below. So, what will you create a webinar on? I'd love to hear your answer and start a conversation in the comments below. And remember to click on the link in the description box below to get your webinar sales funnel template. If you're new around here, hi, I'm Marina Lotai from Yes to Tech, and I'd love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed and want to be notified every Tuesday and Thursday at 9:45 a.m. Eastern, just click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll be notified every single time I post. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video.